Kim!
There she
Hi.
is! Oh my God, we can almost see you.
Hello, good morning. Oh, I guess it's the morning everywhere.
It's 7 p.m. there.
Oh my God!
Hi!
Hello!
Hey, Kim.
Hi.
Kim, we love you.
Oh God, I'm in the dark. I'll turn around a bit.
Oh,
Oh, actually, that was intentional. I was trying to be more in the dark.
Oh, there you are.
welcome.
Hey,
I can't believe that
welcome.
was so easy.
Well,
Yay.
I knew you could do it.
Wow, it looks so beautiful where you
Yeah,
are. We
where
got
are
like
you?
a little glimpse of the woods and all.
Oh, that's my garden. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, my baby's out here. Baby, sorry, 1 second. Baby, can you in and
You can
out?
introduce the dogs.
Yeah, the dog's and me.
Oh,
I'll get
yeah.
my cats.
Mine's asleep.
Yes. She's a little old girl. Yeah.
Oh,
Aw.
the kitty. Oh, hi.
Oh, wow.
Oh, sweetheart.
I've
Oh,
got
very
one that looks a
needy
bit
little
like
People
that.
listening, she's showing us her cat.
Yeah. And two bunnies they're home down at the back there. I don't know if you see it.
I was going to ask if you still rescue bunnies.
Yeah, well, it's heartbreaking because, it's lovely having them, but when they go, it's heartbreaking. So
Guinea pet.
you have to weigh it up sometimes, don't you? So,
I know.
but yeah, if there are some, desperate need, then. But yeah, we've got 2 left at the moment now. So.
What have you
they're
been
lovely.
up
They've
to in quarantine?
Oh, all these people saying they're doing all this stuff. They've been creative. They're exercise. No, I don't think so. Absolutely rubbish. Absolutely.
For someone like yourself, I think it would be a nice break.
Oh, yeah, but, well, to tell you the truth, I mean, we had so much planned this
Yeah.
year. I think we were supposed to be in Russia this weekend.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'd love to go back there because we had such a brilliant time. We'd been there before, and it's such an adventure. And Japan, we were supposed to be going back, and it all got sort of, everything, nothing this year. But then again, as I said, in a way, it was good for me because heartbreaking because my mum had that massive stroke.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and so there's been so much
Going on.
going on, yeah, since May, in fact, yeah. So it's been heartbreaking and horrible thing to deal with,
But-
So yeah, but Mum's. I managed to get her in a nursing home just down the road from.
Oh, good.
So I saw her this morning,
Oh,
but
good.
when I say see, you can't go in there, can you?
I know.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Same
No
here.
visitors allowed.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
yeah. It's quite
That's hard.
traumatic. Yeah, it's been quite traumatic. But I couldn't have imagined going on tour, and I couldn't because
That
it's only
happening.
me and Mum left of the family. So,
Right.
so yeah. Anyway, but although I've got older, but yeah, Mum, she's. I'd like to see her comfy, and she's watching the snooker. So that's good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So are you riding and stuff during the pandemic at least? Are you able to do some playing?
Well, I mean, the thing is, of course, we had these great ideas about writing new songs, and I've got loads of ideas for the songs, and we were singing them down, the phone to each other and all the rest of it. But nothing seriously is going to probably happen till next year.
Right.
So we've got them all stored up; they're all there, ready to go. So yeah, but it's a strange. How about for you, guys? I mean, it's just nuts going on, isn't it? Really.
Hi, Kim. I'm Jenny from Backstage Pass
Oh, hi, Jenny.
from Los Angeles. Hi.
Oh, yeah.
I feel such a kinship with you and Girlschool. We started bands at the same time, different genres. And I found out we both have songs called Legend, which is really funny.
Oh, yes.
And I was just wondering, I was the singer and guitarist in the band. We reformed, but we started around the same time as you. When did you start learning to play guitar and sing?
Young. I say that so that it makes it not so old now, although I am old. But anyway, basically, what happened was really, mum and dad were always playing music, you know, in the house, in the flat. Well, lived in a little flat in London, whatever, where my mum still was anyway, all these years. But anyway, it was always the Beatles and the Stones, you know, and I love the Stones more than Beatles, I must say, because they were more, you know, when growing up, they were sort of more rebellious. And so, yeah, music was always playing. And then next door was because my mum was the youngest of 14 children. But next door was her brother, my Uncle Ronnie, who was the second youngest. So of course we lived, and Mum only had me, and Ronnie and Shirley only had Lee, my cousin, and he was like a year older. Anyway, so he started to get into music, you know, so everything he was doing, I was sort of like following on like a little younger sister. So do you know what? It was so brilliant because you had this cousin live next door, almost like a brother, but you could go, bye.
Who bought you your first guitar?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. So what happened was Lee got his first guitar and he started playing, and I never forget it. My mum and dad said to me, don't you get any ideas about that, you know? And that was a year later. I got his guitar off him, you know, mum and dad gave, you know, whatever. And then from there, you know, that's it really. And then of course because he was a bit ahead of me, obviously, and everything. So everything he oh, listen to this. Because of course I was into, you know, I was into all the glam stuff growing up. Obviously Bowie, Bolan, Sweet, you know, all the greats. You know. Slade. Oh, yeah, here we go. Slade. Of course we got to work with our heroes, you know, and meet a lot of our heroes. And then, of course, he suddenly says, oh, you've got to listen to this album, like Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple. And then at my school, funny enough, the only person that was into heavy rock was a vicar's daughter named Sarah. Oh, dear. And do you know what? I'd love to get in touch with her. I've tried to. I don't know what ever happened to her. But
I'm the Nancy Drew of punk rock, so I'll find her for you.
Yeah,
we're on it.
Vicar's daughter, and in Malden, and her father was a vicar in a church in Malden, South London. And anyway, so she was the only one that was into it. So we went to our first gigs. The first gigs I saw live. Better backtrack a bit. The first gig I saw live was Slade at the Empire Pool in Wembley when they won the NME readers poll.
Wait,
and that was
there
long
too.
ago.
Wait,
Marina?
Yeah, I was there.
Basically, NME went on to just be a punk thing. So that shows how long ago they were actually NME, New Musical Express, obviously over here. That was when they were actually doing just all music, you know. And then, funny enough, and I'm skipping again, but anyway, funny enough, when we did get to work with Jim and Lee later on in the years, I said, you know, you were the very first band I ever got to see. And he went, no, I don't want to hear.
What year was that?
He was trying to help. Oh, blimey, do you know, I can't remember. I must have been, I remember because Lee was going, my cousin obviously, and I remember begging Mum, please let me go. Because it was quite a trek to go from Earlsfield, where we lived, to Wembley. I mean, it's the other side of London. I mean, a long, long way, you know. And anyway, yeah, so they said, okay. And then me and Lee, we made all our hats. You know, we had to do all the big silver hats and the clothes and the things, whatever. Anyway, that was the first gig. Then when I grew up a bit more, the next gigs with the vicar's daughter were Black Sabbath and Deep Purple at the Hammersmith Odeon.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was the first one.
You should have called the band the Vicar's Daughter. That's a good name.
Yeah.
Right?
But you know what? When I was there in the audience watching these bands, I never ever dreamed that I'd actually be up there headlining on that stage one day. It was just like, you know.
What was the first band that you toured with? Was that Iron Maiden or?
No, God, no. The first was Motorhead.
Motorhead.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a fan in Australia who wants. We have a fan in Australia that wants to know, what was it like hanging out with Lemmy? Her name is Jenny Ratchet.
Well, I think his reputation precedes him. You know, I mean, yeah, he was. Well, I mean, don't forget, when we first met Motorhead, they weren't quite as big as they, came to be. They were just starting out really as well, and they were sort of getting there.
After
And,
Hawkwind, right?
Huh?
After Hawkwind.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And of course, the funny thing is, Silver Machine. What a brilliant song, Hawkwind, and that's Lemmy singing and playing bass on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course,
great.
famously, he got kicked out for being too out of it. And he said to him, well, sod you lot then, I'm going to form my own band. And that's where Motorhead came from, you know. But I mean, the first, it was just wild, absolutely mad. I mean, I can't even tell you. It's just,
Yes, you can.
no. You had to be young to be there. I mean, just things that, you know, you see, like my garden now, I've got my bunny rabbit. Fanny Ann's come out now, and Alfie, they're out running around now. You know, my life now is, you know, nothing like that then. But
Where are you in London?
no, I don't live in London anymore. I'm in my old age, which I never ever thought I'd do. I've moved to the country. Yeah, and but it's only an hour away.
I've lived in Surrey before, and
yes, that's
yeah,
lovely. Yeah, that's not too far out of London, actually. Is it?
right.
Yeah. Where are you now then? Where are you all?
I'm in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm in Los Angeles.
I'm in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Oh,
I was in London up to 2014, and then I moved back here because, like you, my mother was having issues. She's got Alzheimer's, so I wanted to be near her. Otherwise, I'd still be in London.
So
Right.
Jessie's 2 blocks away from me in Los Angeles.
Isn't that? Yeah, it's so funny.
Right.
And Alejandra.
I'm in
Oh,
Detroit.
because we've got some. Hello. Where are you?
I'm in Detroit.
Oh, bloody hell! We've had some brilliant gigs in Detroit.
I've actually been to some of them outside of Detroit. I've met you before in person.
Wow!
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an awesome show.
Oh, that was that must be a long time ago.
I think it was like 5 or 6 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, when we were there, just on our tour recently. Yeah, that was what with Crucified Barbara.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause we haven't been there. You know, that was Oh, that was a tour. That was bloody hell.
Yeah.
You're a big country.
Yeah.
A friend of ours, Mike, saw you at the Whiskey, and you were playing with the punk band opening up for you. So it was like, it must have been, did you find yourself like on a lot of bills with also punk rock bands?
Oh, yeah, but what happened was when we first started out all those years ago, what happened, obviously we were happening at the same time as the punk scene. I mean, one of my favourite albums of all time is the Sex Pistols, Never Mind the Bollocks. I mean, you can't get better than that, I don't think, as a rock album even.
So good.
You know, and so we would play. I don't even know why we must. When I think back to those days, what we used to do, you had to be just nuts to do it. I mean, it was just crazy, but so much fun, you know. We'd play punk gigs, and they'd spit at us, and they'd go, and they thought we were heavy metal, and then we played heavy metal gigs, and they thought we were punks. You know, so we couldn't win.
You could win.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But we're just doing what we do, you know.
That's exactly how people treated Motorhead. So
Well, exactly. This is why
Yeah.
it's so weird, because they had that sort of, and that is why it's so weird, because we both came together as we did.
Yep.
You know, and it worked. You know, yeah.
yeah, but I think that you guys are so legendary. Both bands,
Oh,
Girlschool
geez,
and
thank you.
Motorhead, and I always equivalate Girlschool as the female Motorhead. And
Well, you know what really pissed us off? They used to call it. Oh, was that little animal gone past there?
That was my pupper behind
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Here.
Oh yeah. But what really pissed us? They used to call us Motorhead with tits.
Oh, God.
no,
Yeah.
I meant your playing style.
Yes, I didn't think you meant that. But
I remember
thought-
reading that Jeff Beck didn't believe you were women.
You know what? Jeff Beck did us the best favour ever, because there was a thing called Round Table on Radio 1, where you used to go on and people from other bands used to review the singles that came out that week. Do you remember those days? I don't know. You were probably too young, but they used to buy singles. Singles used to come out, you know, and
Yeah.
so exciting, and you know, and all that business. And anyway, they played Race with the Devil and he was a guest on the round table, and he said, "There's no way that's women playing." He said.
I love it.
Yeah. So of course it was brilliant for us because we challenged him, and it was all in the music press and everything, and we made the most of it. You know, so we challenged him to come to a gig, you know, to see, and of course he came to a gig, and he's lovely, and he's been a supporter ever since, and he's such a brilliant. Well, I love him anyway.
Right.
But the fact is, he really did us a massive big favour because he literally. That was it. Then Race with the Devil, whatever he wanted to hear, Race with the Devil, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kim, did you ever take lessons for guitar?
No.
You're so great. You're amazing.
No. I really can't. I can't. Do you know what? Everything I do, I literally do I just get away with it. I just get away with it. I don't know.
You've got a great tone, though, and you can really pick it up from anywhere.
I don't know. I can't, you know, and that in the band, even now, it's like, you know, it's still a joke saying, well, I can only play 3 chords, but I play them well, you know. So.
In the 90s, I read that this other weird connection, you were recording at Dave Stewart's studio called The Church.
Yeah, right.
And I was working at Chapel, which was the LA version, and he owned it. I heard The Church had a really amazing vibe. Do you have any experiences there?
Well, I mean, we weren't there for that long. We were only there for a few weeks, but I mean, it's a beautiful place, you know. And he just because I think he knew the band or whatever, and he just sort of let us do it on off time sort of thing, as far as I know, because it was the first time we'd recorded anything for a while, so we didn't really have a record company or anything. It was us getting back on, you know, we were just like a little indie thing. So as far as I know, I don't think we ever paid him. I don't think he ever got paid for that. But you know, so long ago now, hopefully he's forgotten about it. But yeah, it was a great experience. Yeah,
I almost got fired from doing a demo there when he was in France.
Oh right, well, there you go then. Yeah. I tell you what, from that though, he invited us to a party, one of his parties, one of the best parties ever been. It was in this like art studio in the middle of London somewhere. It had a roof terrace, and it just happened to be where there was like a bloody eclipse happening as well.
Oh,
so we were all on the roof going, oh my god, you know. And yeah, it was, well, blimey, that was one of you know, a good night. Well, one of many brilliant nights. Yeah. Although I do remember there was only like one toilet in the whole place. That's what I remember. So of course there was all free drinks, and everyone was just bloody queuing up. And I remember queuing up with his wife at the time from Shakespeare's Sister, you know. And we're going,
Siobhan.
Siobhan. Yeah. And she was
also in Bananarama.
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, you know, I think all in all, he sounds like a brilliant, pretty decent bloke, really. Yeah. You know what? Most people, they keep asking me. People do ask me when you meet these people, what they like. Everybody's pretty good, pretty nice. Like, you know.
I read that you toured with Quiet Riot. They're high school friends of ours.
Oh right, yeah. Well,
was that when Kevin Dubrow was in the band, or Randy Rhodes?
Kevin, but we didn't really, for some reason, we didn't really hang out with them that much. I can't remember why, but they didn't become. We only did a few gigs, but
we actually played with them too.
Oh right, yeah. They didn't. They weren't like touring buddies or anything. No.
Were there any of the bands, you know, the male bands that were sort of assholes about it? It seems like you had pretty good experiences.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because, you know, I think I don't know what they used to say behind our backs, perhaps, or whatever, right. But we always got treated really well. I mean, not to say that I didn't see groupies being treated like they were, you know, especially in the old, you know, back in the day with the big touring bands. I mean, I couldn't believe what went on, but that's what went on, you know.
Yeah.
certainly wouldn't now. But we never got, thankfully, you know, well, we wouldn't have, because we would have just gone, no way, you know. But
But you guys command a lot of respect. Like
Right.
it comes off right across
Yes.
the, like
Yeah,
the
I mean-
powerful relationship, you know.
well, I just remember, well, I don't know, just, what can you imagine though? Because obviously, as a young fan, seeing Deep Purple and then suddenly being invited on the tour with them.
It's
You know,
crazy.
and you go, my God.
And, yeah, I can even imagine
And
it.
like, Rainbow was, I mean, and getting to know her, but they were just so lovely, you know. And I must admit, I've met, you know, quite a few of my heroes. And
Who are your
none of them-
favorite guitar
None of
players?
them disappointed. None of them. Yeah. Huh?
Who are your favorite guitar players? Who are some of your heroes?
Well, blimey, where do I start? Well, Jimmy Page, obviously, because I grew up listening to, and then actually I got to know him a little bit, and he didn't disappoint. He was just so, you know, but he was fun. And oh God, I don't know, so many of them. I don't know, but he was obviously, you know, one that I grew up with. Oh God, I don't know, just there's so, Rishi Blackmore, of course. I'm not talking about Rishi Blackmore. Oh, Tony Iommi.
wow.
Wow.
The God.
Sabbath. And he played on one of our albums.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I mean, my head's so full of them, you know, it's hard to, yeah. All my heroes are amazing.
Do you think part of the reason,
Kim,
sorry, do you think part of the reason that they asked you to tour and all that was because you were such a good band and good musicians, and that sort of
Well-
overcame maybe the sexism or whatever there might have been?
Well, I've no idea. I think obviously in the beginning, I've got to admit, obviously we were you know, we were something different, because obviously you had the Runaways over there, but we weren't aware of that at the time. We were just doing, at the time we were just like in our own little pub band doing what we were doing over here, just got ourselves together, and then suddenly we heard about this band in America. Oh bloody hell, you know. And so we used to play Cherry Bomb, funny enough, one of the things that we used to
Wasn't
all
Kathy
change-
Valentine in one of your bands?
Oh yeah, Kathy. Well, this is the thing as well, because in the old days over here, there used to be a paper called Melody Maker, and they used to have a bit in the back where you could advertise for like musicians, you know, I don't know, instruments, whatever. And that was a brilliant place. If you came to the country and you wanted to meet other people, you just put an ad in. Oh yeah, I'm a guitarist looking for blah 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 blah. And at the time, we were looking for this. Before we met Kelly, we were looking. Me and Enid at the time, and Denise went, oh God, it's so long ago now. Do you know, we're now talking over, hang on, nearly 50 years ago now.
Wow.
But we were looking for a guitarist, and Kathy answered the ad. She said, oh, I'm just over from Texas, blah, blah, whatever. And we met under the clock at Waterloo Station. And like you do, because she didn't really know where she was going. And then she ended up staying with me and Mum and Dad for a little bit. And it was brilliant. Yeah, great times with Kathy. Yeah.
Did she just have her guitar in a
Big bag.
pillowcase or something like
Yeah.
that?
She hardly had anything. So she came and shared my room, you know, my bedroom at Mum. She had nothing, so she used all my stuff, whatever. And, you know, being real brash like that with a very old car. I'm going, oh my God. You know, I'm quite a naive young Londoner, you know, and she opened my eyes because she was so, you know, out there and she was lovely. I love her to bits. And of course, but then I can't even remember because it's so long ago, but she had to go back to Texas. And then, of course, so she went back there. And then, of course, joined the Go-Go's and became hugely famous.
Marina's really close with her.
Yeah.
I used to live with her down the street from the whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes, she had the flat up from there. Yes, we went there.
Clark
when we went
Street.
over the top time. Yeah.
So Kim, you said something before that was really interesting. You were talking about the dynamic when you were touring with these male bands and the groupies that they would have in their world that, you know, we all know how crazy that scene was. How did those girls react to you guys? Did they come and hang? And
Well, yeah, funny enough, on a couple of the bigger tours we did in America, we used to sort of talk to them, you know, quite, because you sort of recognise, you go, what, you know, why are you still here? We knew they were being sort of used, basically. But honestly, I'm going to tell you, not normally by the band, by the bloody crew, you know, the crew, you know.
Yeah.
All that stuff to get to. I found it so upsetting. I found it really. And one girl, I said, why are you doing this? Why are you, you know, here? And she just thought that they thought it was fun, you know. I think they just, I don't know. No, you know, they just thought it was fun. And I'm thinking, oh my God, even though, you know, for all this Me Too thing happened and all the rest of it, which actually I've got to say is a lot of it is, you know, I don't agree with a lot of it, to tell you the truth. Because, yes, okay, in the old days, you know, people used to perhaps pat you on the bum or whatever. If you went to, yeah, fine. But I mean, how far do you go now? How far back do you have to go? Okay, you got what? You know, patted on the bum 20 years ago, you know.
Right.
Do Seuss, you know, I don't like all that now, I must admit. You know.
I
Yeah,
think we shared some boyfriends. I think our bass player went out with Cozy Powell.
Ah, well, me too.
He got around for sure.
Oh,
Cozy.
he bloody did, yeah.
Cozy.
Yeah, I loved Cozy, yeah.
Sweet
That's what
guy.
our song Legend is about.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Oh no, Cozy was. What the weirdest thing is, and I'll tell you, I shouldn't really be saying all this, but anyway, I remember seeing Cozy on Top of the Pops when I was really, you know, young, whatever, doing Dance with the Devil on Top of the Pops, being surrounded by Pan's people, and I always said, oh my God, you know, oh, he's amazing. I'd love to meet him someday, you know. And then of course Denise, our drummer, he was a hero, you know. And then obviously we got into the band, and then of course every time we were going to support a band that he was in, oh my God, we're going to finally meet Cozy, And then of course he'd either get fired or left. It didn't happen. It said, oh, for God's sake, you know, why they were. And then of course, then I think I can't remember dates now. I'm absolutely the worst for dates. Late 80s, I think it was late 80s, we got offered a tour with Black Sabbath in Russia. And it was 10 days in Moscow and 10 days in Leningrad at that point, with St. Petersburg, whatever it is, Leningrad. And of course, Cozy was the drummer. And I thought, oh, my God, finally, you know, meet him. And yeah, and that was quite a nice little, you know, thing, you know, for a couple of years. It was quite nice.
Pretty cute.
Oh.
Yeah. I loved him to bits. And, you know, and when he died, it was just heartbreaking, you know.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking. Because it was too young.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he God, we had fun. I got to tell you that we had blood. I know, obviously, everybody who was with it had fun, but I bloody had fun.
You know what, Kim? What was the worst gig you can remember?
Worst?
Yes.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, probably, that comes to mind, with a band called Sham 69.
Oh yeah,
remember
Jimmy
Sham.
Percy, yeah.
Yeah.
And for some reason, again, we got invited to play with them at gig Hackney Empire, I think it was, which was quite a big gig, supporting them. And then of course we played with it, and of course everybody was just chucking things at us and throwing things, and then Kelly, obviously, she just ended up just like this, with her arms folded, just like leaning against a bloody hammer. Well, I was just laughing my head off, you know, because it was just so incredible. And then, yeah, so we just got through a set thinking, what's the point of this? But thinking this is probably the most incredibly awful time ever. And funny enough, we're still friends with them, Sham 69, because I like them, you know, so. But anyway, and of course, but at the end of the gig, I remember looking out on poor Hackney Empire, whatever, and it was just destroyed. They destroyed all the seats, it was just wreckage. Yeah, so that was probably one of the worst.
What was your best gig?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. Well, I'd say headlining Reading Festival.
Wow,
81, because we are still actually the only female band to ever headline it. It was a lot smaller then, but it was still brilliant.
Yeah, I read an interview, and I don't know if it was you or another band member, but you said that something along the lines of they had a quota to fill of women playing.
Oh yeah,
the
no,
festival.
I think no, I think that's still today, you know, because in like Sweden Rock, you know, they go, oh well, we've got our female band.
It makes me so mad. There's so many great women bands out there.
Yeah.
And
well, but this is the problem, because people seem to think, you know, and I do agree to a certain extent. Okay, you shouldn't be there just because you're girls. You have to be there because you are a good band.
Right.
Know? There's no point in just going, okay, because you're girls, you should be on there, if you know what I mean. You know, I don't want to be horrible, you know, whatever, but you can't just play on it, which we did a bit in the old days. Well, we didn't, to tell the truth, we didn't even think about it. You know, it was only when people started to say to us, oh, you're all girls, and we go, oh yeah, we are. Oh yeah, this could be quite good. You know.
How did other female bands treat you when more female bands came around in the 80s? Were there some jealousy or?
No. Sometimes it's funny because you look at these young bands coming up now and you think, oh, that's brilliant, that's so great, and but they haven't got a clue about what we did, sort of thing, you know, in the old days. But that's fine. But thing that was quite amazing to us was when we were having our hits and our Top of the Pops and everything, which was the big thing, you know, we were expecting all these other females to suddenly pop up and all these bands to happen, but it didn't happen. It just didn't happen. We're thinking, well, this is weird. Why is this not happening?
Well, you know, we talked to Susie Quattro last week, and there's similar stories in that you were both really groundbreaking acts, but you were good musicians and songwriters and all that, and it seems like
she was, of course, obviously she was quite an influence. We saw her on Top of the Pops. Obviously, she was the first woman that you could see on Top of the Pops with her bass and that. And I don't, well, she probably didn't say, but me and Jackie from our band, you know, we actually gave her a Lifetime Achievement Award last year.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
In London, on stage.
She loves you.
Yeah. I love her too. She lives not far down the road from me, funny enough. Yeah.
Oh, that is funny.
But the thing about it is that
she's an Essex girl as well now.
All right. But both of you were different from the way that things were usually run in the business, in that you know, it was men saying, here, do this, do that, and you were all kind of like, you know, we'll do what we want. And
that's the thing. So we did pretty much what we wanted, and so that was that really. Yeah, but it's so weird. I can't believe that. When I talk to people and like talk to you now, I can't believe how long it was ago. It's like, oh God, you know, it's a long time ago when we started out.
I think is this your 44th year with Girlschool?
Hang on a minute, we started in, I think this is 41st or 42nd. Oh, I don't know. I've run out. I just try not to think
started
about
in 1976.
Yeah. No, well, when we started with Painted Lady, I think it was. Yeah. But Girlschool was a few years after that, you know. So but I've been doing it all my life really, and I can play about 6 chords now. So,
what's your favorite instrument? What's your gear like?
Oh, well, it's got to be Marshall. I love Marshall amps, and at the moment, I'm lucky enough to have a couple of Gibsons. For girlies though. And it's brilliant because they've stopped. I'm so annoyed they've stopped doing them. They're called goddesses, lesbian goddesses.
I want one.
Wow, really?
In fact, I can show you it, but I've got it up. I can show you one of them, but I've got it upstairs. I can run away and bring one down. But do you really? Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah, I want to see it.
We all want to see it.
Well, all right, okay, right. I'm gonna have to run up. They're under my bed because that's what I'm keeping at the moment. They're a bit dusty, right?
Take your time.
Look at the garden.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks nice and cool there compared to here.
We need to take a trip there, and we can just visit Susie, and then we'll go visit Kim.
Yeah, that's
I want a Les Paul goddess.
You won't have to twist my arm. I've lived over there 3 times, and
exactly.
That's what I love about it. It's always so beautiful and green, and You know, I love the rain because underneath all this, I'm a redhead, so I burn like paper, you know, so I don't like California.
Ooh.
Yeah, I lived there also, and I was fine with the
Yeah.
weather. It got a little rough in January, but I
In
loved
February,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
If
When
it snowed, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Marina, you were in London in such an interesting time. Yeah, you.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you.
I mean, to be 20 unleashed, 19 unleashed in London in the 70s. Yeah, that was kind of miraculous.
Wow.
Didn't you take lessons from David Bowie's mimist or something like that?
Yeah, his movement teacher. I had read that David was working with a dancer mime guy named Lindsay Kemp
Yeah,
on
Lindsay,
his stuff for his shows. And I read that in the New Musical Express, and I looked up Lindsay Kemp, and I went down to his school in Oval and started taking movement and dance there. And Lindsay, I only was in a couple classes with Lindsay, but I worked with like a lot of other teachers there, and there was a lot of information about always being aware of the planes between different parts of your body, of where your head is to your hand and your hands are to each other. And
Ooh.
There's the goddess.
Oh, right.
Kim is showing us her goddess Les Paul.
This
That is
right,
beautiful.
I don't.
Wow.
You can't. Can you see it properly?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
Is it as heavy as regular
Is it
Les
No,
Paul?
no. The thing is,
and gold.
it's black, obviously. And I don't know if you can see it. You can't really see it properly.
Pretty well.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
This is my black one. I've got a purple one.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
nice.
You can't really see it, but there we go.
See those humbuckers?
Yeah. There you go, down.
Kim, you've never really
It's
deviated
gorgeous.
from Les Paul. I think you've always
Sorry?
played one. Have you always played Les Paul? You've never changed.
No. No, I used to use an SG.
Okay.
That's a good guitar
ESP,
too.
then an ESP that I got given, and then we found about these. Basically, they're made for women, and they're called the goddess. So they're just like Les Pauls, but they're like mini. They're
They're lighter.
When Kelly used to play her gold top, bloody hell, was that heavy? I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, that is the
Great
way
guitar.
Yeah.
yeah, it was beautiful. But she was big enough and strong enough to. But I mean, I'm a weak, weak. But anyway, no. But these are. In fact, funny enough, the blokes when we play gigs, they all want to go. They're like, what the hell? What's that? It's amazing. They all love them, And, yeah, everybody's going. I said, yeah, and it's so sad because they stopped making them. So
Why?
I don't know because
I want
obviously
one.
a lot of girls are playing, and they're really rare now. So I was lucky enough to get given one. And then of course I found that one myself on eBay. So well, bloody hell, I want another one of these. And now you can't find them.
Wow.
And they are so lovely to play. And they sound just like a Les Paul, but they don't weigh as much. They're slightly smaller. And they're for women. Why can't why shouldn't you have one for why should women have to play men's things anyway?
Exactly.
Is it a smaller fretboard? I mean,
Yeah. It's not. It's exactly the same,
I
but
need
it's
one of those.
Slightly scaled down and not so bloody heavy.
They should have a signature Les Paul goddess guitar just for you, Kim.
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
They should.
Yeah.
I will send them the
What year did they
podcast.
make them? Oh, excellent. Sorry. What year were they making them? Do you know?
Right.
What year were they making them, Kim?
Sorry.
What year were they making the goddess?
I got them a few years back now, so I don't know when it was. I didn't. But having said that, I'm so bad with time. It's probably about 10 years ago.
Well, Gibson's had some problems.
If you ask me what happened, like, I'd go, probably about 2 weeks ago, and they'll go, actually, it was 2 years ago. I'm like, "Oh, well."
I know the feeling.
I'm literally the worst. I have no idea. Of
Musicians. It's musicians.
Yeah,
we're all like that.
Yeah. I don't
Time, what does that mean?
I don't want to think about time,
Yeah.
If you were not in girls' school, do you think you'd be in a different band, or do you think you'd have a different career path?
No, 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 because basically what happened was it happened. We did it, and it's just gone from there. You know, it just went from there. I couldn't imagine. I didn't think I wouldn't see any. Well, I don't know. No, I wouldn't be bothered to tell you the truth. Any other band. No, I'm quite happy. You know, I just think, you know, I'm quite proud of what we've done.
Oh, it's amazing.
And you know, just actually, funny enough, when Girlschool were having a bit of a lull, when we sort of like, you know, a break, a little bit like when not a lot was happening, I did actually sing for a friend's band for fun for a little bit. That was quite a laugh.
What were they called?
Bloody hell, Playgirls, I think, or something like that. I can't remember that. Again, that was a long time ago again now. But yeah, we used to just do pubs and have a laugh, you know, and play rock covers and a bit. Oh yeah, and then I did a thing. We did. What I talk about? See, I forget the thing. We did a thing with Toya. Do you know Toya?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
We did a thing with her called Strange Girls.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was quite fun. That was a little bit of project, a side project.
Sure.
So yeah, you know, bits and pieces.
Any Robert Fripp guitar on that?
Oh, you know, he's so funny. Do you like Robert Fripp? He's so
Love him.
funny. I love meeting him. He was just so funny. He used to come in the dressing room and go, "Okay then, Miss Kim, how are you today then?"
That sounds like
And
it.
I'd be really freaked out. Oh, I'm all right. Yeah, he was brilliant. I mean, him and Toya have got the best relationship. They really have. You know?
Wow.
But yeah, it's brilliant. Oh yes, that was good. And we were actually on Toya's "This Is Your Life." You know that program that we have.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and of course he phoned me up. He's going, "You can't tell her." Of course, I'm not bloody not going to tell her. But that was good night. You know. But
I loved her in Quadrophenia.
Huh?
I loved her in the movie Quadrophenia.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, do you know what? Again, going back to Toya, she was on the first Top of the Pops that we were on as well.
Oh,
We were
wow.
both on together. Yeah, for her first time and our first
Wow.
time.
That's
Wow.
And I remember her coming up to me going, she was all excited. And she said, do you think we'll be allowed to watch the other bands?
Oh, that's so cute.
And I said, well, I hope so. Bloody hope so. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's the first time we met. That was back in 1981, I think it was, or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, bless her. Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, she literally don't stop. You know, well, I'm quite happy to tell you the truth, to sit here and do nothing. You know,
Yeah.
and she has to just keep going. You know.
I've really enjoyed those videos of her dancing during the pandemic. Have you seen those? Robert's playing, and she's like doing her little dance.
Oh yeah.
In the
I've
background.
watched those videos. Yeah, I know it's good. Yeah, I've seen that. But but I must admit, I can't. King Crimson goes shoo, right over my head. I just but
Yeah.
I do like him as a bloke.
I actually saw them. I saw them play in 1973, if you can believe it.
73?
Hello.
How old are you? You're a baby.
63.
Oh wow. Oh brilliant. 60s club. Brilliant.
Yeah. I can actually remember the 60s, and I was there.
Wow.
You know, we were just watching, I think Jenny was watching this too, that in 1984, Carol and Quentin did that show with you. I was watching it. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Funny,
love that.
that was where we, Clapham, where we all grew up and everything. Yeah, that was quite a laugh.
That's when
Do you
they
know
went
what?
out.
It's so funny. Yeah, I'm just saying it's so funny because they kept making us pretend it was 3 in the afternoon when we were drinking from, and of course it was 8 in the bloody morning. Wasn't it? You know?
Was that
And
the
we go-
area where they go out to breakfast?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And it wasn't in that was like, I think that was quite early. No, that was, I don't know, the filming was all over the place. But I know is when we were supposed to be off our heads at 8 in the morning, you know, or whatever it was. That was 3 in the afternoon, and then we were supposed to be doing that. It was actually 8 in the morning. You know, we had to get up and start filming and try to pretend that we were doing this at all these weird times of the day. But it was great fun doing it. Yeah.
And none of you thought, oh, I'm going to get a film career or television career now?
No, I don't think after that. But, no.
Alejandra, do you have questions? I don't.
You know, I know you talked a little bit about how Girlschool formed. I always kind of thought there was a sort of special chemistry that formed with people that like grew up in a neighborhood and start playing together. I was thinking about a little bit about, you know, what makes Girlschool. And I feel like, you know, some of those working class neighborhoods that produce like bands, like Girlschool was a part of that wave where you just had like a certain grittiness that you can't really manufacture. And I just wondered if throughout the years with lineup changes, were you able to kind of create that same chemistry with different people joining the band as you were with the initial lineup, or what was that like for you?
That's a good question. I know what you mean, because obviously when we first started out, we were all from the same sort of area. Well, Kelly wasn't. She was actually, well, you know, I don't know if you know about the London thing. I think some of you know, but we were South London and Kelly was North London. I mean, that is literally like another bloody country to us, you know, across the Thames. So so then, of course, when we first met Kelly, she then came to stay with me and Mum and Dad in Icy Street, where Enid also lived. So there was 3 of us there, and Denise was just down the road, 2 miles out in Clapham. So we were literally all like South London, like all together, and all Londoners, obviously. And so, yeah, that sort of, and we were all from, like you say, working class families, and just sort of doing what we wanted to do. We weren't put together like obviously some other band was, you know, whatever.
Yes.
But we did it ourselves, and then of course what happened was obviously yes, as we stayed obviously like that for ages. But then it's a bit like a marriage. I keep saying if things don't work out, then you can't keep going on. You can't keep going on and on and on. So what happened was then obviously when Enid left the first time, then we got Gil Weston, who was actually a friend of Lemmy's, and she was in a punk band called the Killjoys, and she fitted in just like straight away, you know, you know. And so Gilly came in, and of course still great friends today, and so yeah. But what happens with our lineups is like people keep coming and going, but we're still mates, and they still keep coming and going. And then like Tracy Lamb, who was in the band twice before, is now back in the band now. Wow. So, you know, and Chris Bonacci's still a great friend, but she's now moved back to Australia. So yeah, so people keep thinking we've had loads and loads of lineup changes, but not really, because everybody keeps coming back again. Like Kelly came back. Yeah, so,
right.
Yeah.
Which is unusual, you know, to have people come back that often. So
yeah, well,
they must love you.
Well, hopefully, I don't know. Or just nuts. You know, obviously, Denise and I, you know, we've been through it the whole lot together, you know, the whole 40-odd years. So, so we've been together, you know, the whole way through. And, but yeah.
I was telling them that when Kelly passed away, you guys put her on the album after that.
Oh yeah.
Shaking Her Ashes, I think it was.
Yeah. Oh good, yeah. Oh yeah, that was.
Do you ever feel like she's with you, or have you ever had any weird things happen where you're like, oh, that's Kelly?
I'm going to go up and show you something now. Hang on.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
I can only imagine what this will be.
This is the supernatural part of Metal Priestesses podcast.
All right, which one of you bitches put a spell on them?
I put a spell on you. I put a spell on you, baby. That's
Were you
great.
burning that certain type of sage, Alejandra, that draws in spirit?
No, I don't have anything going now, but the time I get to bring it back, maybe I'll bust them out.
I have my Sagittarius candle.
Oh,
Ooh.
Send the vibe over there.
yeah.
I have my weird little altar right on the other side of this computer, but I can't really turn it around. It is pretty weird, though, I guess.
On it.
Well,
What do you
Oh, there
got?
it is. That's her ashes. Hi, Kelly.
Wow.
Hi, Kelly.
What's up, Kelly?
Kelly, hi.
Wow, that's amazing.
That is
Wow.
amazing. I was going to ask you, Kim,
Wow, thank you.
did she leave, like, was that written in her will? Like, she wanted you guys to have her ashes? Wait, we lost audio.
You might be muted. You're,
Can't hear you, Kim.
Kim, we lost audio.
Back. Am I back?
Oh, good.
Okay, we can hear you now. Wait.
So,
Can we?
Can we?
I can't hear you.
no, for some reason the sound is no good.
Technical difficulties.
Kelly did something to the sound.
Kelly did something to the sound.
Kelly, we need
Kinda
to
crazy.
sound that-
She's now miming for us.
We can't hear you.
Uh,
I heard her a little bit. But
Kelly's got right start.
yeah, it's really quiet now for some reason.
It's just really quiet.
Huh. Oh dear.
It's
I'm
Kelly.
telling you, I'm total technophobe. I have no idea. I can't even believe I've still done this.
You've been brilliant.
You have.
Are you using a mic or the computer mic?
Maybe the volume,
Yeah, the volume.
although if it's the computer,
The input volume.
I haven't touched anything.
interesting.
I'm telling you, it's Kelly.
Yes, I know she's gone right. She's telling me stop talking loads of rubbish.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Kelly muted you. Not fair.
Kelly, let us just
Kelly,
have 10
we
more minutes.
love her too. God.
Uh,
Oh.
Uh-huh. Hi, Kelly.
it's great that you all stayed so close. I mean, that's an
Yeah.
amazing thing over all those
Yeah.
years.
Cannot hear you. How
I can't
strange.
hear.
Maybe to try logging back in.
Kim, we can't hear you. Can you log off and then call us back?
How do I do that?
You can go to at the bottom of your screen. It says leave, and you can leave the call and then use the link again.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Hover the mouse at the very bottom right.
Ah,
Oh yeah, leave. Oh, I've got that. Yeah.
Leave, and then you'll just hit the link again, and you'll come back.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
leaving. I'm leaving.
we'll be here.
We'll take a commercial break.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, we'll take a commercial break.
Thank you.
So so Kim inherited Kelly's ashes.
Yeah,
They all
it's
did.
amazing.
A few of the members.
So they divided them up between everybody.
Well, that's
'Cause
what I'm
that's-
unsure of because that's what I want to.
Yeah, because it's pretty small containers. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
what a great thing. Wow.
that's amazing.
I think when Kelly left girls' school, she came to Los Angeles to live with Vicky Blue.
Right.
What I read.
Yes, I think you're right.
And she decided to retire from rock and roll.
But then she rejoined because she really
Yeah, it
wanted to
always
be on
pulls
that.
you back in.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's
always
like a
pulls you
magnet.
back
And
in.
she was
rock and
brief-
roll.
She was briefly in a band with Kathy Valentine. What were they called, Marina?
The bassists.
The Renegades, or I think they might have had a couple different names, but I don't know if it was the Renegades. But I know her and Kelly played together, and it was supposed to be pretty magical, but short.
It's amazing, though. I mean, to have a band for that long and to keep playing together, especially the two of them, and then, you know, continue all that time and people coming back. I mean, to me, that's, unless it's like a band reforming, basically, usually for the money, it's like unusual for members to rejoin bands. Because it's almost like, you know, you've broken up with somebody and then they come back. And I like that they have that in their history. It's kind of
it feels like a sisterhood that is Girlschool, and it's sort of, it's kind of what you were going after, Alejandro, like that container, that vibe, that Girlschool exists. It doesn't matter who comes in and out, it's still that club. And I kind of get the feeling that that Kim and Enid sort of set that tone and maintain it. You know, it's really interesting. It's like a collective, and whoever can go out and tour and record does.
You guys, I really think Kelly fucked up the audio.
Okay,
she wouldn't
we
do
got it.
that.
We had a pretty long time with her. We'll see if she can come back.
Yeah, if not, it was what a great interview it was.
Yeah,
maybe she'd
she's
come back
great.
another time too. Yeah.
Yeah, Kim's great.
But you know, actually, Marina and Genny, you have a lot in common in that you two are still doing that stuff together, and you know, I feel included, like sort of a part of that whole feeling. It's not just, you know, playing with somebody. It's like, you know, a sisterhood or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's like bands, they're like families. There's family dynamics, and sometimes that's, you know, really difficult. Sometimes it implodes. I mean, in our early lineup, we had Holly Vincent, you know. Then we
what
tried
was
to
her
get
big
back.
song? Should have.
Tell that girl to
shut up.
You better tell that girl to shut up.
Yes. I think there's a compilation right now with Holly and the Runaways and some, maybe the Bangles as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, there were some really great bands.
Actually, we're on a compilation that came out in London this week on vinyl.
It's on pre-order.
Yeah.
It's unreleased mod and punk bands, and what's the title of it again? It's
here she is.
Yay.
Is she back?
Let's see if it works. Keep your fingers crossed. Yay.
Kim, you're back.
Can you hear us?
Just connecting to the audio right now.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So it's connecting. All right.
Yay.
Still.
Yay. She's connected. Can we hear you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I'm back.
Yay. Oh, thanks for coming back.
I can't believe that this is quite so easy that I didn't think it, you know, I thought it was going to be really complicated.
I truly believe that it was Kelly that jacked up your audio.
Oh, no. Well, she's here next to me, so there you go, yeah. No, she'd love it. She would love it. Anytime that she wanted women to be doing stuff, oh, no, she would love it. You know, she probably got too excited.
So not to be weird, but are her ash?
Well, you froze, Marina.
Oh.
Yeah. Kim, was her ashes given to each band member to have
with different people?
Yeah. No. What happened? I know it's a bit weird, but what happened was her ashes got, you know, obviously given to her dad and whatever, and girlfriend, and then she asked for us all to have a little bit each, sort of thing.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's amazing.
Of her friends. So there's loads of us got them, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So and of course she went all around the world. So friends of ours that went travelling took a bit. So she went here and she went everywhere.
She has a grid.
Yeah.
The Kelly
She's
Johnson
been everywhere.
grid.
She's been everywhere. Everywhere she go. Yeah.
Ley
So,
lines.
Amazing.
yeah. I know it's weird. Isn't it? She just that's it. Goes funny. Oh, Kelly was just Kelly. I tell you what, she was such an incredible person, and she was one of these annoying people that used to pick up an instrument and could play it straight away. I mean, you know, she could just, you know, she'd pick up something and she'd be able to play it, and you go, where did? Oh, I don't know. She just used to do it. You know, she was just that. She had this instinct of, you know, I don't know, something real, you know.
I mean, she could just do solos, like complicated solos and that kind of thing.
She would. The thing I loved about her playing was, and her solos specifically was, they weren't diddly solos. They were literally just feel, you know, that they were wrenched out of her. You could actually hear them sometimes. It's a bit like they were wrenched out of her. I used to be in the studio with her, and when she was doing her solos, and because she was so, for some reason she doubted herself quite a lot, you know. And I used to go, come on, Kelly, go, yeah. And, you know, she'd be like, okay, yeah, right, you know, and she'd literally, the solos be rent. And that's why when I listen back to her solos now, because a lot of them I was there for, you know, it's going, yeah, what it would say, oh, God, do that bit, yeah, that's brilliant, whatever. And they were literally wrenched from her gut, you know, from inside her. And that's why I think they are literally incredible. Playing, you know,
Jackie's really good too.
Amazing.
Jackie's great.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Jackie's great. Yeah, of course she is.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelly taught Jackie her bloody guitar.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, of course Jackie's great as well. But I don't. Chris Bonacci, bloody hell, what a player! Our lovely Chris Bonacci has now gone back to Australia. You know, they've all been brilliant. But you know, Kelly had this, I don't know, gut feeling, and this, it's just amazing when you listen to it, I think, anyway.
You also had a very powerful look.
Yeah.
You know, you all did, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, it's funny.
Do you, Kim, do you have memorabilia that you keep from back in the day? Like
my mum, you know, again, in her cellar's got loads down there, which I'm going to have to sort out now. Mum's in bloody, you know, not there anymore. Yeah. That's going to be a bit heartbreaking, but yeah, we've got all sorts of bits and pieces. But yeah, it's quite fun to look back on sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. Well, I don't know. I remember it a lot. You know, I was there.
Right
there. You saw the elephant.
I was there, yeah.
We've had so much fun talking to you.
Yeah,
does
it's
anybody,
been lovely meeting you.
Yeah, does anybody
Thank
else
Do you
have
know what? I was so freaked out, thinking, oh my God, I was talking to Denise, our drummer, earlier. I'm going, I need to Zoom. I'm going, I'm really freaked out because I'm saying, I've got this. I mean, I won't be able to do it. She's going, oh yeah, it's all right, you know. And so anyway.
I'd love to do a future episode with you and Susie together, Susie Quattro.
Oh yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Now that we've popped your techno cherry.
I know. Amazing, yeah. So anyway, I'm looking at, the other half's coming up the garden now. Here he comes. So he's coming from his man shed he's got down there. So.
Yeah, that's an English tradition, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, oh God, you have to have a shed.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a shed, but it's full of rubbish.
A she shed.
In there. Yeah, I've got a she shed, but I can't bloody get in it at the moment. So.
I've got a trans shed. So.
Did you have a question, Marina?
No, I just wanted to say what a pleasure it was talking to you.
Oh, no, thank you so much.
Really great.
Thank all of you. It's really
I
nice.
absolutely worship Girlschool. And
lovely. Oh, so thank you. So
we're
much.
Definitely going to have you back.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, it'd be great. All of you. Yeah, it'd be so nice to see you all.
Yes.
I hope to see you again.
Lots of respect, too.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you.
Right. Big kisses to all of you.
You
We love
too.
you.
All right,
love you
thanks
too.
again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye,
Lots of
Kim.
fun. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's.
What do I do now?
Well, you can
You're
stay.
You're up the junction,
Say
Kim.
what you really going to say about me.
Oh, that Kim, I tell you, my God.
Oh,
I'm not giving her my ashes.
she's up the junction. That's the thing I think of when I think of Clapham, is the song "Up the Junction."
Yeah,
by
yeah.
Squeeze.
Oh no, well, that's a brilliant song, Squeeze. Of course, that
It is.
Yeah.
Fantastic song.
It is.
I was
Yeah,
actually
right,
going to tell them my Robert Fripp story, but I'll wait.
Oh.
Oh,
Hang on, wait for your
that's
Robert
like
Fripp
that.
story.
She wants to hear it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a little convoluted, but I became friends with Robert when he was working with Daryl Hall like years ago.
Yeah.
And it was,
All the notes. Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this thing, but Fripp was really into this Russian philosopher Gurdjieff,
Right.
and then Daryl Hall got into him, and he was somebody that Kevin Ayers was also into way back when. And so I had interviewed Robert, and we started talking about all sorts of heavy, weird philosophical things that then he was telling me about. He was doing an album with Daryl Hall, and he invited me to his place in New York to hear the recording. It wasn't coming out for a while. And he said, "He'll fix me dinner." And I'm like,
Wow.
okay, it's like a little weird. I'm going to Robert Fripp's apartment in New York, and he's going to fix me dinner. And I get there, and it looks like a monastic chamber. There's like no furniture, and there's like,
Oh, God.
and he makes me a bowl of tofu with orange juice poured on top.
What?
Singularly the weirdest meal I've ever had in my life. And I'm trying to pretend this thing is edible.
Oh my God.
Listening to the recording.
It's a prog rock meal.
Oh, yep.
That sounds like he's so weird.
Was it Lark's tongues and aspic? Is that what?
But he was delightful. He's kind of like a hyper cerebral elf, and
very, very weird. Yeah. Oh dear.
but sweet as could be, just this
Ah.
sweet person. And
Very-
I mean, I've always loved his playing from way back when. I got to see him again a couple of years ago here in LA, when they were doing the tour with 3 drummers, which
Yeah.
was kind of interesting.
Well, he's
I know
interesting.
they're out there, yeah.
He's
It's
interesting in
amazing.
what Kim
Sorry.
was saying. He's the sort of guitarist that, even though he's technically brilliant, it does sort of come from this. You don't look at him and imagine the stuff that comes out of him and guitar playing. It's like
I
so
do
wild.
love him. I just think, obviously, he's a nutcase, obviously, which
Yes.
is brilliant because a lot of the best people are nutcases, aren't they? So there you go.
And I love that he has Toya to take care of him. That's what I
Yeah,
always
good.
feel
Yeah,
like
that's
she
very
stepped in and adopted Robert Fripp because he might still be in a monastic chamber in somewhere in
Oh
New
no,
York eating.
no, he's weird. Yeah. It's good to be different.
It
That's
is.
right.
It is good to be different.
All right.
All right,
Well,
love you all.
we love